Alright, hey everybody, this is Will from Productions², and we're going to be doing something different tonight. I'm going to be doing a reaction video, the first one I've done. It's going to be to the, we'll start with the Season 3 recap for Man in the High Castle, and we'll start with Season 4, and then maybe I'll go back and re-react to Seasons 1 through 3. I haven't watched them in quite a while. And maybe we'll make this an ongoing series, possibly. We'll see what happens. For tonight, though, I'm going to react to the Season 3 recap, and also to the Season 4 trailer. And then we'll do, I'll do an episode every couple of days for, till we're done with it. So probably the next week or two we'll finish it over that amount of time. So, let me go ahead and get this full screened. This is the Season 3 recap.
And what is this?
It's newsreel film. It shows us winning the war.
But we didn't win the war.
Maybe the world can change.
And that's from Season 1, I think.
Man is only ever as strong as the people around him.
Smith.
The community he serves, and the family he's sworn to protect.
Joe.
The strength he has,
Frank.
he draws from them. And for them,
Can't quite remember the names of the Japanese guys. Slipping my mind at the moment.
his blood
There's actually a lot of stuff mixed in here. It's all from all the seasons, actually.
has been for nothing.
I can remember the light. It has this mechanical sound, like it's a machine.
Have you been there?
Only in my memory. I need Joe. He's got answers I won't be able to find on my own.
I thought you were dead. I spent 6 months in prison.
You climbed the ranks in Berlin.
I had no choice.
You wanna know how I survived? My father wasn't just executed. They made me do it.
If I ever figured out
Trusting.
Joe's character, I've kind of unfigured it out. Can't quite get my mind around him at the moment.
The school called today. They want to schedule Jennifer's test.
Stop. They need to be taken care of.
I remember that.
If you cannot control your life, you will force me to do so.
I think that was Himmler.
There's to be nothing to threaten my
I
standing in
think.
the party.
Ellen? Where are you? You okay? Can you just bring the girls and come home?
I won't lose another child, John.
Having me involved. What does it mean?
It means the next world. A parallel world. And when we reach it, the Reich will be everywhere.
That's right.
He's dangerous.
I remember now, they were looking into traveling to other dimensions to try and expand out further than they were, because they were, if I remember correctly, they were running out of resources in the current dimension, current,
There's something I wanna show you.
I guess that's a proper term
This
for
is
it.
the next step, a reminder of the forces of darkness.
You remember me, Mr. Frink. Out of weakness, I let you go. That was my mistake.
Oh,
need
I had
I
forgotten
need to get out of town.
about that.
Tell me what's going on.
They're building a machine to travel between worlds.
A new beginning!
If we're gonna stop what's coming, we need to destroy this machine.
I always wonder what Smith was actually feeling right there. He looked like he might have been
Whatever plans you people have.
like feeling a little bit of remorse, but at the same time, maybe he was feeling excitement that they were actually destroying this thing. I don't know. And Smith's an interesting character. He kind of plays both ends of it. And he is dedicated to the Reich, no question about that. But at the same time, he's hesitant about some of the stuff that they do, like the whole genetic purity thing. At first he's, if I'm trying to remember correctly, I think at first he's, he supports it. Then their son ends up having this disease, and Smith's initial reaction is, okay, gotta turn him over. The wife's reaction, though, was to not do that. And eventually, Smith moved to her position on it. So, I mean, there's things where he's not 100% behind or even kind of working against, but not openly. So it's kind of interesting to think about that kind of a character in the context of, you know, Nazi Germany, or in this case, the Greater Reich in America. How you would straddle that kind of extreme ideology, but do so in a way that you wouldn't, like, you know, out yourself and get thrown off the Empire State Building or something. They did with that one guy in season 1. Yeah, no, I'd forgotten some of that stuff, especially about Fring. I'd forgotten that, not Frank. I've forgotten that Fring is a different thing. It's from something else I've been watching from Breaking Bad. But I'd forgotten that Frank actually, I think he was killed. I forget if it was season 2 or 3, though. It must have been 3. No, I had... Well... It could have been 2 or 3. It wasn't in season 1, I know that much. I feel like it might have been season 2. I should just say, you know, series recap, because there was stuff from every season there, not just season 3. Alright, let's go ahead and watch the season 4 official trailer. I haven't seen this either.
There are very few things in this world worth dying for. Those things do exist. But when there's something truly worth fighting for, you're gonna know it.
Once again, those
Trust
are like
me.
a lot of the stuff from the previous seasons. Okay, now we're getting into some new stuff,
In that world.
I think.
They can be beaten in this one.
Oh, jeez.
America is a rebel nation. Only an American can truly control it.
Smith. Going for the power grab.
Murdered our son.
These two empires that
Whoa.
we fight for.
Wait,
They're little more than
I'll go back for it.
Only the tides of
That had to be, that was the White House, though, wasn't it?
Going to fight back. The Reich has built a portal to another universe. Millions of people are gonna die when your husband is in charge of it all.
You don't know my husband.
No, you don't know your husband. I've seen a lot of versions of my life. Each existence as real as the next.
So how many parallel timelines are they going to go through?
Thing that we have been a part of, it has to stop.
Maybe just the one that Smith ends up at.
I don't know how.
Why did you come back?
To kill John Smith.
Interesting. So I'm going to go back real quick. Where was that?
Forever.
Hear this.
The Reich.
So that's Washington. I think this is the Capitol building.
Murdered.
But where is this? Okay, no, this is... Where is this? Could that be the UK? No, I don't think so. I'm not sure where that's at. And the Pacific States are in the West Coast. This could be an alternate timeline, though, parallel timeline, where they've taken over more. But I mean, this here is not the structure of the rotunda of the Capitol building, so it's not in Washington, D.C. It's got to be somewhere in America, I would think. Larkin. Is there a Larkin Street Avenue or something? I think I spelled Parliament wrong. So where is the Parliament building at? Parliament Square, Edinburgh. UK. It's in London. You have to look at Parliament building. New Parliament House. No, I don't think it's over here. So there's a Larkin Street, San Francisco. Man in the High Castle, Season 4, trailer, Larkin. There's absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we'll have to find out, I guess. Yeah, I don't know where that was. Where this is. I mean, it's got to be in one of the West Coast states, though, I would think. Primarily, they've shown the Pacific states as being like, I think they're seat of power's San Francisco or LA or something. So I mean, it could be there or it could be in one of those states, but I don't know. We'll see. Cool. I like this bit too, where they're setting up Smith against Juliana. I believe that's her name. Where was that part at?
Why did you come back?
Kill John Smith. So she was talking to the man in the High Castle there. Yeah, so I wonder, it's like, what's gonna happen here? Would she really shoot him, be able to shoot him before he would shoot her, or what's gonna happen with this scenario? It's kind of interesting. I wonder how they're gonna finish it though. I mean, just killing Smith wouldn't end the Greater Third Reich. You've got all of Hitler's men that are still in control, unless he takes over. If he takes over the American Reich, then maybe, possibly, especially if he's doing it in such a way that's undermining the Third Reich back in Germany, kind of positioning America to kind of split off from them somehow. I could see that happening, or see that working. Killing Smith would kind of stamp out the power of the American Reich. But I don't see, other than that, how that would really work. You'd have somebody else come in. So it'll be interesting to see how they wind this down. Kind of sad to see it go after just 4 seasons. I think they could have probably gone on longer. But I also think it's, you have to go with what the source material you have, unless you want to make something completely new. So if there's only so much, so many books or so much amount of the story that they've been writing into each season, I can see how, they'd run out of stuff to do if they wanted to stick to the books. Kind of like with Game of Thrones. Every season's basically a book. And the contents of each book, more or less, is in each season. Like, for example, the beginning and the end of season 1 is the beginning and the end of the first book. Almost to the scene. Not sure about the other seasons. I haven't compared them that well, and I only started on book 2 recently, so... the source material plays a lot of has a large impact on how long the season is going to be, since they're going from something that already exists, or how long the series is going to be, how many seasons it's going to be. But it'll be interesting to see how they try and wind this down. Not quite sure how they do it successfully. Just after the build-up they did last season, because I'm remembering some things. Like the big key moments, like I think Hitler getting killed or dying, and Smith kind of elevating himself within the American Reich. I think Himmler takes over, but Smith is like the second in command, if you will. He's no longer an Obergruppenführer. He's whatever's just under the Führer. I forget now. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Let's see what happens. And then they put in the whole friggin' dimensional travel idea into it too, which was kind of a... I mean, you kind of get a little bit of an idea from that throughout the series, because of... Here, let me put this on... so I'm going to just set this to go in the background over and over again. I'll also mute the audio. But I mean, throughout the films, it's quite obvious the films come from different timelines or different time periods because of the fact that events happen differently in them. They're either masterly crafted propaganda, which is what the majority of the upper leadership of the Greater Third Reich thinks, except for Hitler. Hitler realizes them for what they are. Or they are what they turn out to be, films filmed and sent through portals somehow to other dimensions, and they've been finding these things. And even the trade minister, I can't remember his name. The actor is the same actor that plays Shang Tsung, though, in the original Mortal Kombat movie. That's where I know him from. Specifically, I can remember him from. But he also has these moments where he kind of is able to attain a state of meditation that allows him to kind of slip through to other dimensions. That's kind of, I think that's posited at the end. It's not really only positive, it's actually shown at the end of Season 1, I think. Season 1 ends with him, slipping into another timeline. And then, if I remember correctly, Juliana goes looking for him to bring him back or something, I'm not sure. So they've kind of already played with that, but this is the first time they've shown that the Nazis were actually purposefully trying to create something that would allow them to go to another area, another timeline, to kind of expand their ability to exploit resources and to expand further out. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what they do with it. So what I'll do now is, this will be the end of this first reaction video. We'll do the reaction to the first episode probably tomorrow, but you probably won't see it till Wednesday or Thursday uploaded. I'll put this one up on Tuesday, November 19th? 20th. 19th. So the episode 1 reaction will be on probably Thursday. I'll get uploaded. And we'll see how this goes. Maybe it'll become a thing, maybe it won't. the problem with reacting to things is that I've watched a lot of things that I'd want to react to. So I'd be probably doing like re-reactions of things I've watched but haven't seen for a while. Like Doctor Who or something like that. We'll see how it goes though. One thing I won't be doing though probably is I won't be doing the full thing. This will be kind of like I'll chop it up and have a certain amount that'll be shown. If I ever do like a Patreon thing for like full length video reactions, I may I'll save the full thing and maybe use them then. But yeah, just kind of deal with copyright and stuff like that. Yeah, Man in the High Castle, when I first saw it, I'm really into kind of fictional historical stuff like this, like what if scenarios. Like World in Conflict was like a game that really captured my attention when it came out, because it was like an imagining of what would happen if the Soviets actually had tried to invade during the Cold War, and what would happen because of that. This is the same kind of thing. What would happen if the Nazis actually won in Europe and were able to conquer Russia, France, all the other smaller nations around them, and also Britain, and then push over to the United States while Japan came from the other side. You know, what if Pearl Harbor didn't fail? What if it succeeded and they were able to actually invade? I think I binged the first season in one day. I think I watched every episode of it in one day. It was only 8 episodes, but still. I normally don't watch television shows like that. Full hour-long episodes like that. So this has been a series that I've been really interested in, hyped in, and all that. So interesting to see how they finish it. But thanks for watching. If you checked it out, any comments, leave them in the comment section. Appreciate it if you'd subscribe and like the video. You can also click the little bell icon next to I think it's next to the subscribe button. It's just a notification system to allow you to know when there's new videos uploaded or there's live streams happening. You'll get notified about those. You can also hop over to our Twitch channel, which I'll put in the description. I'll link to it in the description. Do streaming pretty regularly over there. And I will see you for the next reaction for the first episode of Season 4 of Man in the High Castle.